I am excited. In less than 3 days, we will know what every F1 livery is for the upcoming season. We are 2 weeks away from the pre-season testing, and we are officially a month away from the F1 season starting. So let's get ready and have a look at all of the rookies joining the 2025 grid. So for me, we have to start off with Ollie Bearman. He is a British driver born on the 8th of May 2005, which almost makes him 2 years younger than me. If this is making me feel old, I can only feel for people who are older than me. And fun fact about Ollie Bearman that actually has nothing to do with his racing is that he will join the grid and be one of the tallest drivers on the grid at 6'1". Gotta be quite a tight squeeze for him. And what makes it even more interesting is the Haas pairing, Ocon and Bearman, are the tallest F1 pairing on the grid. But racing wise, he has won Italian F4, German F4, and is signed to the Ferrari Driver Academy. So if things work out for him in F1, it's quite interesting to think that we'd gone so long with a British driver not being in Ferrari. The last one would have been Eddie Irvine, and potentially we've got two back to back. I might be getting quite a bit ahead of myself, but Hamilton to Bearman, I could easily see it happen if Bearman performs. Then in 2022, he finished third in F3, taking a victory in Spa, allowing him to move up to F2 for 2023, where he would finish 6th with 4 wins to his name. Now, 2024 in F2 actually wasn't his best season. Now, this was a lot to do with Prima as well, but also it was because he missed a few of the races, and that's because he had been put up to F1 for his debut. So in Jeddah, we saw him driving for Ferrari, a massive step for him in his career, and he managed to finish the race in 7th, ahead of the likes of Norris and Hamilton. Brilliant stuff from him, very much deserved the driver of the day, showing how much talent he has to offer. And then later in the season in Baku, Kevin Magnussen had to serve a race suspension, and we saw him again. And even in the Haas, he managed to qualify 11th, 2 places ahead of his teammate Nico Hülkenberg, and then he finished in the points 10th. You can't really ask much more from your first 2 races in F1. Delivering in a Ferrari, delivering in a Haas. It's very good signs for him coming into this season. So without a doubt, I had to start the video with Ollie Bearman, as for me, he is the most exciting rookie coming onto the grid. There's quite a few exciting rookies as well, so it's a very good showing from him for me to be this excited for him. Prediction wise, he is in a Haas, and there are quite a few good drivers in the midfield at the minute, so I would put him in 16th. I think he'll beat both Saubers, Doohan and Hadjar. However, it's a bold one from me. I think both of the Williams have enough in them to get around 15 to 25 points, which I think Ollie Bearman will probably get around 10 to 15. But still, for his rookie season, to beat most of the other rookies, that would be a very good showing from him. Then next up, we have Kimi Antonelli. Now, this is the driver, of course, joining Mercedes after Lewis Hamilton went to Ferrari, and his full name is actually Andreas Kimi Antonelli. He is an Italian driver born on the 25th of August 2006. In 2019, he joined the Mercedes Academy, and bear in mind with how young he is, being born in 2006, that would have meant he joined the Academy around 12 to 13, depending on what time of the year it was. Then in 2022, he won the Italian F4, starting to see a trend here, and the ADAC F4 title. Now, I'm going to have a go at trying to pronounce this. Allgemeine Deutsche Automobil Club. Hopefully I didn't butcher it too much, but that's apparently what it stands for. Then in 2023, he won the regional Middle East Championship, winning 3 of the races this season, officially making his big step up into F2 in 2024, where he would finish the season off 6th. Not a bad showing at all for his rookie season in F2, but a jump from F2 to F1 is quite big. It's a little bit worrying just because of how much pressure he's going to have from Mercedes to perform. However, I say this, but prediction-wise, this is one of the easier drivers to predict on the grid, as I'm 99.9% sure Kimi Antonelli will finish the season off 8th. And there is a reason for that, because you have the top 4 teams of Mercedes, Red Bull, McLaren, Ferrari, and then the rest of the grid. And I really do think, no matter how bad Kimi Antonelli is, in that Mercedes, he will still beat Fernando Alonso's Aston Martin, which is the next buffer, because you've literally got about 100 to 200 points gap between these sorts of drivers. So for me, he's going to slot in right there. Hopefully he'll improve throughout the season and he can perform well, because I really hope he does do well. It'll be nice to see another big talent on the F1 grid coming through. So for Kimi Antonelli, and sort of for Mercedes as well, I just really hope that this isn't their rushed attempt to bring in a Verstappen-esque talented driver. As he's so young, Kimi Antonelli's still going to need so much development, and if Mercedes push him or rush him too much, it could completely ruin his career. But 100%, this is a building confidence season for him. 2026, let's see what Mercedes can cook up and see how he does there. Now onto the third rookie joining the F1 grid, and it is Gabriel Bortoleto. I know this is a little bit biased because, yes, I am a McLaren fan. Surprise, surprise, I'm excited to see him on the grid. Who would have guessed? As he did come through the McLaren development program. But he was born on October 14th, 2004, and he is Brazilian. So it'll be nice to see a Brazilian back on the grid, as we've been in F1 quite a while now without one. Now, I'm not really counting Fittipaldi, as he only came in as a replacement for Grosjean for 2 races, but Brazilian drivers for a while now in F1 haven't been the best. You had Felipe Nasr, he didn't really show anything in F1. You had Lucas de Grassi. Safe to say, I mean, you could put prime Michael Schumacher in that Virgin. He still wasn't scoring any points, so we didn't really see what he could do in F1 at the time. And then you've also had Bruno Senna. I think those are the last 3 drivers to enter F1 who are Brazilian. And I think this is where Bortoleto can pick up the scraps. Because Brazil have such a legacy in F1, it will be great to see a Brazilian driver do well. And we've seen by his achievements, he is a driver to be feared. He is now part of an elusive group of drivers such as Oscar Piastri, George Russell, etc., who have gone back-to-back F3 titles to F2. And that's what he did. He won the F3 title in 2023 and then won F2 in 2024 after a very hard-fought battle with Issac Hadjar. Another exciting aspect to him is not really his results as per se, but he is backed by Fernando Alonso. And let's get real. If there's anyone who's going to know if someone's a good racing driver, it's going to be Fernando Alonso. So prediction-wise, where am I putting him for this season? Well, 12th, 15th, 14th. No, he's still coming 20th. I know I did just meat ride him quite a bit in that segment, but with Sauber being where they are, he's still not going to beat Nico Hülkenberg. I just don't think there's any driver he could be. I mean, Doohan, even in that Alpine, I expect him to score a few points, even if he's dreadful. Same with Hadjar, I'd expect him to score 1 or 2 points, but it's going to be really hard for Bortoleto to score even just a single point. Now, if he has one great race, brilliant, he could go higher. But for me, 20th is the safe and easy prediction to put him in. Hopefully in 2026, Audi can cook up something for him to drive well in. Then the second to last rookie on this list would be Jack Doohan, and he will be driving for the Alpine F1 team. Doohan is 21 years old and he is another Australian on the grid. So now we have Doohan and Piastri from Australia and Liam Lawson from New Zealand. Funnily enough, Doohan was actually with the Red Bull development all the way back in 2017. However, him and Red Bull parted ways in 2021, which is quite interesting as I haven't spoken about Hadjar yet. This would be when they would start looking at Issac Hadjar as a driver. So potentially there is some links there. There's no conclusive evidence that that's the case, but maybe they focused on Hadjar instead. However, in 2021, Doohan finished runner-up in Formula 3, with him then moving on to the Alpine Academy. So for 2022, he joined F2, coming P6, and then in 2023, he finished P3. And then in 2024, he didn't have much going on for him, as he was just the Alpine reserve driver role. However, this was very much speculated that if there were any changes in that Alpine seat, he would be the one to get it. And that is exactly what happened for 2025. Now, is his resume the best on the rookies list? 100% no. But for me, I'm very much hoping that he can do well in that Alpine, as this has nothing to do with actual real life, but for anyone who has played the F1 Manager games, Doohan always ends up doing brilliantly in that game. They always think he's the top dog coming into F1, so I'd love to see that actually happen for him. But realistically, prediction-wise, I can't put him any higher than 17th. I think he'll beat Hadjar and both the Saubers. But apart from that, I hope he can just survive the 2025 season. And then in 2026, again, quite like a lot of the rookies on this list, hopefully they'll be still here for 2026 and they can show exactly what they can do then and there. Then we go on to the final proper rookie of this list, and that is Issac Hadjar. Now, Issac Hadjar, he is a French driver. He's actually got dual nationality with France and Algeria. However, he likes to drive under the French flag. Now, he was the last of the rookies to be announced for 2025, as until Perez got dropped by Red Bull, Liam Lawson took that spot, Hadjar didn't have a seat, but now Red Bull had a feeling, straight away got into the Racing Bulls. Knowing what Racing Bulls are like, Tsunoda, he's probably favourite already, Hadjar, without any results, to take Liam Lawson's place. But Hadjar was born on the 28th of February 2004. He competed in the French F4 in 2019. In 2021, he finished 5th in the Formula Regional European Championship. In 2022, this was the first season he got backing by Red Bull and moved on to the F3 Championship, coming 4th. And then in 2023 and 2024, he was in F2. Now, his first season in F2 wasn't anything to write home about, coming in at 14th. However, in 2024, just lost out to the title to Gabriel Bortoleto, finishing up in 2nd place. So yes, without a doubt, so far on the list with Kimi Antonelli, Bearman and Gabriel Bortoleto, his resume isn't the best. But we've seen so many times in F1 where drivers, example Nick De Vries, he was brilliant. He won the F2 championship, he's won Formula E, got into F1, he was pants. And we've had the alternative where you've got a driver not doing crazily amazing in another championship. Take Franco Colapinto in F2. He wasn't really on anyone's radar. He was doing okay, but not F1 okay. Went into an F1 car, and it was like he deserved to be there with those results he was putting in. So, I wouldn't write him off straight away, but it is Red Bull, and they are quite ruthless. So, if they see another young talent coming in, expect to see that. However, it could also work the complete flip where he's the favourite to take Lawson's spot come summer. So, for this season, I have predicted him coming in 18th, basically ahead of the Saubers. Bar that, I just think it's going to be a season of just getting 1 to 5 points on the board and just try to build up that confidence. And then last but not least, we have technically the final rookie joining the grid, which is Liam Lawson. Now, you might ask, why is he a rookie? I've seen him in 2023 and 2024. Well, he's never fully competed a full F1 season. In 2023, he replaced Daniel Ricciardo. In 2024, he replaced Daniel Ricciardo. So it's been a very weird career he's had in F1 so far, but he's impressed and got that Red Bull seat. Now, it's the sad but funny truth that being in that Red Bull doesn't mean he could also finish 2025. So come to the end of the season, I might be looking back at this video and saying, well, technically in 2026 when Liam Lawson joins Racing Bull, still a rookie. It's weird how so not far off this potentially could be. So, he was born on the 11th of February 2002 and he is from New Zealand. He finished 5th in the 2020 F3 Championship, 9th in the 2021 F2 Championship, and in 3rd place in his last season in F2. And now hopefully we can add on to that resume with a great season in Red Bull. Now, prediction wise, again, this is another one like Kimi Antonelli. I'm 99.9% sure where he'll finish, and that is 7th. I think he'll be better than Kimi Antonelli because if someone can actually perform in that Red Bull to even just a little bit closer to Verstappen, it is still potentially going into 2025 a better car than that Mercedes. Mercedes was very flip-flop throughout the season, but he's not going to beat the likes of the McLaren duo, the Ferrari duo, and George Russell, and Max Verstappen, geez Louise. So I think 7th is a safe bet. It really is, in my opinion, going to be Antonelli and Lawson in their own little weird no man's land area. But I am excited to see exactly how that pans out because I do not have the answers, but we are going to get told them very soon in the upcoming months. Comment down below who is your favourite rookie coming into F1 this season, who you most looking forward to. For me, I definitely do have to say that I'm looking most forward to Antonelli and Lawson, purely because they are in a Mercedes and Red Bull. I would love to see one of them get a race win in their first, with Lawson technically his first season, or even just podiums. Seeing Lawson on the podium would be brilliant. Seeing Antonelli on the podium would be great. And yes, I'm excited to see what Bearman can do, but that's more of a long-term thing, sort of similar to Bortoleto. And then I'm just hoping Hadjar can survive. But anyway, thank you all so much for watching. This has been your brief guide into the F1 rookies on the grid for 2025. I hope you all enjoyed. Like and subscribe as I'm trying to get to 2,000 subs by the end of March. And I hope you enjoyed the camera quality, because this is my new camera. I'll be setting up a new poster in the back there as well. I've got some new F1 memorabilia. Basically, I've got a wall here that's got loads of F1 stuff on, but you can't see it because, well, the camera's pointed at me and my bed's here. It's a whole hullabaloo. But hopefully I'll be able to bring stuff like this. I'll show you this. I'll have this in the background. Hopefully I'm going to put something there. So it'll be good fun. But anyway, thank you all so much for watching. Hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you all later. Take care.